In a quiet village surrounded by lush green fields, a boy named Arjun lived with his parents. He was known for his intelligence, but he had one major weakness: he never used his time wisely. Despite his sharp mind, Arjun spent most of his time playing with friends, scrolling through his phone, and chatting about things that didn't matter. His teachers praised his intelligence, but they often warned him about the importance of time. His parents were deeply concerned and frequently advised him to focus on his studies, but Arjun always thought, "I have plenty of time. I'll study later." One day, the annual exam results were announced. Arjun, who had always been an above-average student, was shocked to see his marks he had scored below average. His teachers, who once admired him, now shook their heads in disappointment. Even his friends, who used to enjoy his company, started distancing themselves from him. When he returned home, he saw his parents staring at his report card, disappointment evident in their eyes. That night, unable to sleep, Arjun went to his grandfather, the most respected elder in the village, to seek advice. Arjun told his grandfather, "Grandpa, I don't understand why I failed. I always did well before." His grandfather smiled and said, "Son, the problem is not that you lack intelligence, but that you have taken time for granted." Curious, Arjun asked, "But Grandpa, we always have time, don't we?" "I can always use it later." His grandfather's face turned serious. "No, my son. Time is like the flowing water of a river. Once it flows away, it never comes back." To help you understand, let me tell you a story about a powerful king named Vikram. Vikram was a wealthy and powerful king, but he had a terrible habit. He wasted his time on trivial matters. He would wake up late, spend hours in leisure, and delay important tasks, always saying, "I'll do it tomorrow." One day, a wise sage visited the court and said, "Your Majesty, you have everything, but you are wasting your most valuable treasure, time." The king laughed and dismissed the sage's words. "I have plenty of time. I will do what I want when I want." The sage warned him, "If you don't use time wisely, you will regret it one day." Years passed. The king grew old. His health declined, and his kingdom began to weaken. His enemies grew stronger. His soldiers lost battles, and his people lost faith in him. Realizing his mistakes, the king tried to find the sage for advice, but the sage had long disappeared. In the end, the king understood that time was the real treasure he had wasted. Hearing the story, Arjun was deep in thought. For the first time, he realized how much time he had wasted. He asked, "Grandpa, can I still change my life?" His grandfather smiled. "Of course. Time never stops. If you start using it wisely today, nothing can stop you from achieving success." From that day on, Arjun resolved to use his time effectively. He created a daily routine, setting aside time for studies, rest, and recreation. He woke up early, studied with focus, and avoided distractions like unnecessary chatter and mobile games. Gradually, he saw the results of his efforts. In the next exams, he topped his class. His teachers were once again proud of him, and even his friends started looking up to him. Over the years, Arjun's discipline and time management led him to become a successful businessman. He inspired others with his story, teaching them the importance of using time wisely. Time is the most valuable asset. Use it wisely, and success will follow.